Good morning, y'all.
Okay, so we got up this morning and Miss Becky had a wonderful breakfast planned for us, and we got to have a good breakfast before we came out here. It's like 22 degrees according to the truck. According to what the weather says, I think it's supposed to actually be about 20, and the truck tends to read it a little warmer than it actually is. So yeah, it feels about 20. But it's supposed to be a beautiful day other than just being cold. I think it's only supposed to get up to like 36.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be warmer today than it was yesterday.
Oh,
so.
yeah, like a good 10 degrees warmer, more than 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. So, and not quite as windy up on the mountain, which is, gosh, a lot of traffic. Not nearly as windy, which is what is the biggest concern for him being able to go across safely, because he's going to sweat. You have like 6,000 feet of elevation for the day.
Yeah.
And you got some climbs to do. So problem is, even when it's this cold, you still sweat.
Yep.
You still sweat. So just gotta stay warm today. That's the name of the game right now.
Yep. Let's get to tracking. All right, y'all, we've made it to 1,800 miles. That means we only have 394.3 miles to Springer Mountain, Georgia. Let's get to trekking. All right, y'all, we've officially made it to North Carolina, but we can't say goodbye to Tennessee yet because we're going to be zigzagging between the two for a whole bunch of miles yet. Let's get to trekking. This is the No Bows leaving North Carolina sign. All right, y'all. This is the view from Hump Mountain. All right, y'all. Here's the view from Little Hump Mountain. All right, y'all. This is the Stan Murray Shelter. All right, y'all, this is the view from Jane Bald.
This is a view from Carver's Gap. Snow's melting on the sides. It's absolutely incredible. This is the monument for Hughes Gap. So obviously Hughes Gap is named after the Hughes family, and there's a cool little monument right here at the parking area where the trail crosses. The trail goes right back this road and up the mountain.
All right, y'all, 21.2 more miles done. I can see the truck. There's Amethyst.
Honey.
Hey.
I made it.
I made it. Good evening, y'all.
It is 7 p.m. and we are actually in the game room of the Roan Mountain State Park. So it's open to the public and it's mostly heated. It's got like pool tables and a couple of like little arcadey type games in here. Yesterday when I was traveling through, ended up talking to one of the rangers, told him what I was doing in the park and that, you know, husband's hiking the Appalachian Trail. He's like, oh, you should go up to the game room and sit. you've got Wi-Fi up there, it's heated, you got nice comfortable couches and everything. And I'm like, okay. So I did come up and check it out yesterday, but then I ended up getting the text messages from him saying, no, this is a no-go for today because of the weather. So went back down, retrieved him, and actually ended back up here today while I waited for him to make his way up towards Roan. Well, it would have been Carver Gap where I met him. And yeah, this is really comfortable. So this is where we're coming back to for tonight. We're actually going to stay in the truck here in the park. But yeah, we're just hanging out here enjoying the comforts of the indoors and a little bit of heat. It is really cold outside. Tell us about the hike for today.
So did 21.2 miles, crossed over the 1,800 mile mark. And I'll tell you, that was the toughest 100 miles I've done so far, dealing with all the cellulitis issues. And yeah.
Definitely the slowest you've done too.
The Roan Highlands, oh my goodness, the views from up there are amazing.
Yeah, I made it up to, what is that, Roundbald?
Roundbald, yeah.
Yeah. So there at Carver Gap, it's just a little over a half-mile hike to go up to the top of Roundbald. So I walked up there and met him, got to enjoy, I mean, just immaculate views. One side you're looking into Tennessee, the other half you're looking into North Carolina. I mean, literally right there at Carver's Gap, you are staring at the North Carolina-Tennessee lines, which you have been, you started zigzagging back and forth across today. So you've officially made it into North Carolina.
Yep.
And he's not staying though. So the way the Appalachian Trail works from here is it zigzags back and forth across the North Carolina-Tennessee line, up through the Smokies, if I'm not mistaken. I think sometime after the Smokies is when it goes into North Carolina exclusively before, finishing in Georgia. And yeah, 1,800 miles.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful. The snow, my gosh.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was really beautiful. By the time I made it up to Carver Gap to where I was actually in the snow, the sun was beautiful. Everything was starting to melt at that point. It was not really all that chilly for me. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Sun was shining and it was just, those are the days you look forward to on trail. So ultimately, skipping the Roan Highlands yesterday and getting today's gorgeous day. Oh man, that's worth it. I mean,
that's what Miss
Marlene
told me to do. She said, "Wait for a good day."
It is one of those areas that we talked about it. It's one of those few places where you can say, "Oh, this is comparable to some of the stuff that we were doing further north up in New Hampshire and Maine in terms of the broadness of the views." So yeah, that is just. It's good stuff up there.
And the trail today was really icy in a lot of areas. I had to be real careful, because we don't want no mishaps. And today's mishap count was 0.
Yeah, and it was just an absolute ice slick in places. I mean, there's just a complete ice slick. When we were coming down off of Carver Gap, you look on the side of the hill, and there were 2 women walking along the side of the hill, like 20 yards off of the trail, and they're like, "You're really brave for walking down there on the ice." And he's like, "You're causing erosion. You need to get down on the trail and figure it out, because that's not okay." So yeah, I mean, everything, like if it wasn't icy, it was like sloppy, muddy. So yeah, going off trail is not okay, guys. That, especially when it's muddy like that, you're causing a lot of erosion that way. And these are really popular areas, so they get a lot of foot traffic, and you got to cut down on the erosion where you can. So do your part, guys. Do your part. It's, I'll get off my soapbox now. Anything else to add for the day?
I don't think so.
I think we need to add something about tomorrow.
The weather is supposed to be rainy all day long and cold, so...
Yeah, it is an all-day, cold, rainy day. It's another reason why we came down here. We have the indoors. We have a covered area outside that we'll be able to cook at. So we're just going to hang out here for tomorrow as well. Because,
and the
hiking in that.
cellulitis, my leg feels very good. So one more day's rest, I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, after today, I think we have about a full week. It's predicting of good weather, but not looking to send him out to get hypothermia. So that's the plan. Oh my gosh, it's so cold at night.
Very
like
cold.
20 at night. When we got out to the truck this morning, it was 21, 22, something like that. So in the rain, not cool.
No. That's everything?
I think that's everything.
All right, like always, hit that subscribe button, give us that thumbs up, turn on those notifications, leave a comment below, and we'll see you in the morning.
Good night.
Good night.